I honestly think SpongeBob SquarePants is a good show, but how good are their episodes? We'll find out right now. Starting off with Help Wanted. I am actually very neutral to that episode. It has a good concept, but it does really dull. This one goes in the okay tier. Reef Blower was the first short episode, but it has no speaking roles. This goes in the average tier. Tea of the Tree Dome introduces us to a character named Sandy. This episode is good, but not very good for SpongeBob, who doesn't breathe on air when he was inside the tree dome. This goes in the okay tier. Bubble Stand is an improvement. We have a stand that blows bubbles. SpongeBob is selling a stand to a person that wants to blow bubbles. And I'm honestly surprised about that. I'm gonna place this one in the good tier. Ripped Pants is not a good episode. It mostly suffers how much SpongeBob has ripped his pants too many times, and it's really annoying. This episode goes in the average tier. Jellyfishing feels like it's nothing special. This one doesn't do much of a thing. This goes in the okay tier. Plankton shows us to a villain named Plankton. And I'm really amazed on how the concept was played. And this might be my favorite so far. I'm gonna put this one in the favorites tier. Naughty Nautical Neighbors feels like that SpongeBob and Patrick were betrayed by Squidward tentacles. And it feels like nothing special has happened. I'm gonna place it in the average tier. Boating School goes too far. Boating School mostly takes place on how SpongeBob keeps failing boating school 37 or 38 times. Otherwise, he might have cheated in this one. This one goes in the okay tier. I have no thoughts on that one, though. Pizza Delivery is a great episode. I mostly feel like that SpongeBob was not even a jerk because of Squidward. But how do they serve pizza? That's the question. How do they serve pizza there? This goes in the great tier. I have no thoughts on this. Home Sweet Pineapple has no pineapple for the rest of the episode, but grows back to it when a seed was planted in SpongeBob's house, where his pineapple was gone. I have no feelings on this one, so this one goes in the okay tier. I don't have a lot to say. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy has 2 guest stars, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. And I'm not gonna say it's kind of a weird episode, facing on one of the funniest moments. Are they fixing the TV? Mermaid Man says. I'm gonna put this one in the okay tier. I don't think I have a lot of respect going on. Pickles is alright. It introduces us to a character named Bubble Bass, who likes pickles so much. And then SpongeBob does not remember anything, so this one goes in the bad tier. I don't think I realized this one. Hall Monitor feels like a police SpongeBob episode for no reason. And I'm not so sure how to say. So this one goes in the average tier. Jellyfish Jam is the best episode of season 1. I love the jellyfishing fields, and I love the rhythm of the beat nearly at the end. But I don't think I have anything else to say, so this one goes at the top of the favorites tier. Sandy's Rocket is kind of boring. It faces the fact that SpongeBob and Patrick were on a rocket, and Sandy got annoyed that the rocket was starting, and then mostly being on the nerves of SpongeBob and Patrick capturing all the aliens, which were actually their friends. This goes in the average tier, as if I get this one. Squeaky Boots is very, very mediocre. It introduces us to some squeaky boots that Pearl has gotten for her birthday, which I don't know what to say about them. There's no concept in this one. There's no concept. There is just no concept. This goes in the bottom of the okay tier. I don't know what else to say. Nature Parents is sweet, but not too much though. It's kind of mid, in the middle between jellyfishing and some other episodes. This one goes in the great tier. I'm surprised on how much I have inspired it for. Opposite Day feels like it's opposite, so it goes in the average tier. I don't know what to say. Culture Shock is another amazing episode. I honestly feel like that show was a great idea for a good reason. Inspiring and entertaining too. So this goes in the favorites. Come on. But above Plankton. FUN, also known as Fun, is weird. SpongeBob has only thought that Plankton has improved his behavior, but still is evil. This goes in the okay tier. I don't know what else I have in mind. Muscle Bob Buff Pants is not a good episode. SpongeBob has no muscles whatsoever and has somehow grown them. This goes above Pickles in the bad tier. Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost is not so much better. My only problem is that once they were playing around with him, one of the weirdest parts is that Squidward is inside of a bubble and is up from the island and tossed to the seagulls. This goes in the average tier. The Chaperone is not so much of a good or bad episode. It's kind of mid though, so I place this one in the okay tier. Employee of the Month is much better. But my only problem with that is how much time. This is wasting my time. I like the rivalry between SpongeBob and Squidward to see who will win the Employee of the Month award. So this will go to the great tier. Scaredy Pants is decent. I'd say that this is a good Halloween episode, but it's kind of mid for some reason. SpongeBob tries to scare some people, but fails miserably. He easily gets scared over a spooky story. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about this one. This goes in the okay tier. I Was a Teenage Gary feels like that it's a scary episode. This goes in the bottom of the average tier. I'll have to scroll down. SB129 is a great special. I have a lot of feelings to say from the past and the future. This one goes in the grade tier. Karate Choppers is more like a SpongeBob and Sandy dynamic, or Mr. Krabs, but it kind of features more itself at the park than it does at the Krusty Krab. The ending is nice though, so I'll put this one in the top of the okay tier. Sleepy Time feels more like a sleepy time, and SpongeBob goes into everyone's dreams for no reason. He has his own dream, so why doesn't he go into his own? I'm still gonna place this one at the favorites tier only if I can, yeah, we'll put it in the grade tier for now. I can't think about going up. Suds is an okay episode. SpongeBob has the suds for the rest of the day, so that goes into the okay tier. Valentine's Day is boring. I don't know what to say about this one. It mostly feels like about Patrick not having a Valentine's special at the Glove World, so this one goes in the average tier. The paper feels like that it's more focused on SpongeBob than Squidward, or if it's Squidward more than SpongeBob. SpongeBob has used the paper for the rest of the time, and Squidward was naked for the rest of the day. This one goes in the okay tier. I don't have a lot to say about this one. Art is another okay episode. It morely focuses on finding treasure from the Flying Dutchman. It more focuses on a board game. This goes in the average tier. Rock Bottom faces more about SpongeBob being trapped on rock bottom than Bikini Bottom. That's the lowest anyone can go. And then one of these monsters helped him up by using a balloon to get him back to Bikini Bottom. This one goes in the average tier. Texas is the worst episode ever. Sorry guys, but I do not enjoy Texas. SpongeBob and Patrick just saw Texas for the rest of the day, and a welcome party was there for Sandy. She's been in Bikini Bottom. How could she go to Texas? Even though it was just her home, though. But because of that, this is going in the bottom of the bad tier. Walking Small is not a solid or a bad episode, but I feel like that it's mid, though. I feel like it's mid. This goes in the okay tier. Fools in April more focuses on April Fool's Day, on SpongeBob's favorite holiday. But honestly, I kind of agree, so this one goes in the great tier. Neptune's spatula faces on King Neptune, new rival. In a competition that actually morely focuses on who's ever gonna win this one. King Neptune actually ended up with grilling so many Krabby Patties, and there's an ad. I hate it when it happens. And I believe we do too. But other than that, the competition was weird, so it goes in the average tier. Hooky is another average episode, but I don't have anything to say about this one. SpongeBob just gets tangled with a hook for the rest of the episode. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 is a bad ending. It's more focused on the conch shell that gives a signal. But the rest of the episode is so boring. This goes in the average tier. And I guess that was my ranking for this episode. All the rankings from the episode wasn't anything special. There were a couple great episodes, but that doesn't make a standout for it. So for that, this goes in the okay tier. Well, that is all that I have to say, guys. We'll see you guys next time.